Imagine, one moment, the golden warmth of the sun, the next, an abrupt, absolute void. For 8 long minutes and 20 seconds, the Earth would continue to bask in a light that no longer exists, a ghost of illumination traveling across 150 million kilometers. Then, precisely 8 minutes and 20 seconds after the sun's actual disappearance, the last photon would reach our eyes. The world would plunge into an unprecedented, instant darkness, a sudden, cosmic night unlike any ever experienced. No twilight, no lingering glow, just an immediate, profound blackness. This brief, 8-minute window is a direct consequence of the speed of light, a universal constant. Light from the sun takes precisely 8 minutes and 20 seconds to travel the vast distance to Earth. So, when the sun vanishes, we wouldn't know it immediately. We would witness its light, unaware it was merely an echo, a memory in photons. For those precious minutes, life would continue as normal, under a phantom sun, until the cosmic switch was finally flicked off, leaving us to confront a darkness both literal and existential. Once the final sunlight faded, Earth would be bathed in a deep, perpetual night. The moon, unable to reflect non-existent sunlight, would vanish from our skies. Planets, too, would disappear, their reflective surfaces now useless. Only the distant stars, emitting their own light, would pierce the profound blackness, shining with an intensity we rarely perceive due to solar glare. This isn't just a darker night, it's a fundamental alteration of our celestial sphere, where the familiar comforting glow of our nearest star is replaced by an infinite, silent abyss. While light takes 8 minutes, gravity's effects also travel at the speed of light. So, for the same 8 minutes and 20 seconds, Earth would continue its orbit, blissfully unaware of its impending doom, bound by a gravitational pull that no longer exists. Then, with an invisible jolt, our planet would be released from its celestial tether. No longer orbiting, Earth would begin to hurtle in a straight line through the cosmos, tangent to its former orbit, venturing into the cold, dark, vastness of interstellar space, a rogue world adrift. This sudden freedom from the sun's gravity wouldn't just affect Earth. All planets in our solar system would follow suit, each continuing on a straight-line path, diverging from their original orbits at their current velocities. Our entire solar system, once an intricate dance of celestial bodies, would become a chaotic scattering. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars, all would embark on their own endless voyages through the galactic void. The implications for life on Earth are profound. Our stable orbit is a fundamental prerequisite for our very existence. As soon as the light disappears, the Earth's surface would begin to cool. The vast oceans, acting as enormous heat sinks, would slow this process considerably, moderating the immediate temperature drop in coastal areas. However, landmasses, especially deserts and polar regions, would experience a much more rapid decline. Within just hours, surface temperatures would plummet, perhaps reaching near 0 degrees Celsius in many regions. This isn't just a cold night, it's the start of an irreversible plunge towards the extreme temperatures of deep space. As the 24 hours progress, the temperature drop would become severe. Within a day, global average temperatures would likely fall to -17 degrees Celsius. Without the sun's constant energy input, the planet's atmospheric gases, particularly water vapor, would begin to condense and freeze, causing dramatic and rapid weather changes. Ice would form across lakes and rivers, then quickly extend to the surface of the oceans. This isn't just about feeling cold, it's about the very mechanisms of Earth's climate shutting down, preparing for an ice age of unimaginable scale. The sudden, absolute darkness would trigger widespread panic and chaos. Urban areas, reliant on artificial light, would face immediate blackouts as power grids struggle to cope with the unprecedented demand and infrastructure fails under the strain. Transportation would grind to a halt. Airplanes, ships, and vehicles would be unable to navigate. Communication systems, dependent on satellites still relying on solar power, would begin to fail. Society, built on predictable daylight and stable infrastructure, would unravel at an astonishing pace, confronting a disaster it is utterly unprepared for. In the initial minutes, confusion would reign. Then, as the reality of absolute darkness and the plummeting temperatures set in, fear would cascade through populations. Panic, both individual and collective, would become the dominant force. Without explanation, without warning, the fundamental rhythms of existence would be shattered. People would struggle to comprehend what has happened, their primal fears of the unknown amplified by the immediate loss of all familiar comfort and light. The psychological impact alone would be catastrophic, transforming societies into desperate, bewildered masses. As the cold intensified and the darkness persisted, the immediate human response would shift from bewildered panic to a desperate scramble for survival. People would seek shelter, huddle for warmth, and hoard any available light sources and heating supplies. Basic amenities like clean water, heating, and light would become precious commodities. The thin veneer of civilization would rapidly peel away, replaced by raw instinct. Families would try to stay together, communities might form desperate alliances, but the overarching challenge would be maintaining warmth and vision in an eternally dark, freezing world. As the 24-hour mark approaches, Earth would be a vastly different place. Frozen, drifting, and utterly dark, its surface temperatures plummeting towards -100 degrees Celsius, oceans freezing solid. But what if the sun suddenly reappeared? The return of light would be instantaneous, but the reintroduction of gravitational pull would be just as delayed as its departure. For 8 minutes and 20 seconds, the sun's light would illuminate a world still hurtling into space. The gravitational correction would eventually bring Earth back into orbit, but the planet would be profoundly, perhaps irreversibly, scarred.